Hiya, my name is Chris. I study cartoon and comic arts and I'm from Greece.
Hi, my name's Emma. I'm studying a Masters in Digital Forensics and I'm half Italian, half English. Welcome to Staffordshire Uni.
And we're going to take you on a tour of the entire campus.
This is our amazing Catalyst building filled with social, study and teaching spaces and some great cafes. This is the Ashley building where you can find the library core, which is our main library, where you can find most of our books except for the ones of art and design, which are based in the library creative. So this is the Ashley 2 building where you can find the mock courtroom and our legal advice clinic, which is staffed by students and supervised by legal practitioners. Here you can also find our healthcare facilities, which include clinical simulation suites. This is our full-size Astro pitch, and just behind there we've got another 3 pitches, and this is where our sports clubs train. This is a sports centre which is named after the Stoke City player Sir Stanley Matthews. It has gym facilities and a sports hall which is used by many of our sports teams to train. So this is Coalport, where our Res Life team is based. They manage all our university accommodation and they have coordinators which are based here daily, and during term time they're here till late night, so if you have any problems you can just talk to them. This is part of our student accommodation. Behind me you can see the Leek Road houses, and just a bit further back you can see one of our Leek Road halls. This is LRV, where our weekly club night takes place, which is called Gobble, as well as other events. This is Verve, where you can grab a coffee, chill out, do some work during the day, and then on Wednesdays and Fridays you can grab a cocktail as well. This is a Leek Road Union shop, which is close to our accommodation, so if you're ever missing any essentials you can come and grab them here. So this is a science centre where our psychology, forensics, biological sciences and sports science courses are based, and you can also find Student Connect, the sports therapy clinic and the careers team. So this is a woodlands nursery that brings a forest into our city campus. It is available for day spaces for preschool children, of our staff members, students and our local community, and outside of term time it also has spaces available for older children.
This is the 𝐶𝐸 Courtyard, where you can find courses such as architecture, the foundation in art and design, cartoon and comic arts and fine arts. This is where you can find the courses for music and sound and film and their respective studios, so students can study in a secluded space with their own studio and equipment. This is the 𝐶𝐸 building, where you can find the games-related courses as well as the biggest motion capture room in all of European academia. The library creative can also be accessed through the 𝐶𝐸 building and is dedicated to the art and design department and all related courses. The train station is literally around the corner from this building, and there are a number of bus stops with frequent routes going all the way up to Hanley. This is the Flaxman building, and courses held here include film production and education. This is also where you can find Staffs Live, where students can record their own media programs, and it's also where the Student Connect podcast is recorded. This is the Beacon building, home to the esports courses and the esports hub, as well as the Pavilion Cafe. This is the Mellor building, home to computing and engineering courses, as well as Smart Zone that has facilities such as 3D printing where our engineering students can work. The Mellor is also home to our cutting-edge virtual production studio. This is the Henria Media Center, and it loans specialist equipment for a variety of courses such as the film production and photography. The Squeeze Box is an excellent place where you can grab a milkshake, a smoothie, a coffee or a meal deal before or after your lectures. This building houses the Student Union offices upstairs and the Ember Lounge downstairs. The Ember Lounge is a great place that hosts nightlife activities such as karaoke and quiz nights. This is the Dwight building, home to product design, transport design and ceramics, as well as the automotive workshops. Thank you for coming with us on this campus tour.
We hope to see you very soon.
And if you want to find out more, please visit our website.
Hope you have a great day.
See ya.
Bye.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Such a nice video we started with. It actually shows how modern, at the same time, traditional as well, the University of Staffordshire. So the live is about the university today. We are very happy to have our honorable guest, Elli, who just came back from Jordan. It's a nice country. How are you anyway?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thanks. It's great to see you. I guess you've been in UK, is it?
Yes, I am currently in the UK. So I am in Stoke-on-Trent, where our main campus is today.
Perfect. Thanks. Yeah. So So just as an intro, we are EN Global. We have 3 different branches in Bangladesh. Our head office in Dhanmondi, and we have 2 other branches in Sylhet. We also have a global branch in Nigeria, Pakistan, India, and also UK. We have a local office there, So we try our best to provide full service, consultancy service for students. Getting helping them getting admission, and also helping them to submit their visa documentation, and finding them accommodation, flight tickets. So we provide all those services, and it's free of charge, because we work directly with the partner like University of Staffordshire. We are direct partners, so we have a different agreement with them. We've been working with them for many years. So we are always here to help our students. We always have a large number of queries. So that's why we mainly host this live session, because we can answer all those queries directly from the university, instead of just us explaining to students. I think it's very good interaction for students. So just to start with, can you give us some little bit intro about the university? Let's say like when it started, and then the location, and etc. Please.
Of course, thank you very much. So we are the University of Staffordshire. We have 3 campuses, with our main campus being Stoke-on-Trent in the Midlands within the UK. We also have a secondary campus in Stafford, which is home to our Centre of Health and Innovation. So this is where our nursing primarily is based. And then we also have a satellite campus in London, which is specifically for our computing and our games courses. So in terms of our intakes for across the 3 campuses, our main intake is in September. So this is the perfect time to be starting to look at the university, look at the different courses that we have to offer, ready for you to join us in September. In our Stoke campus, which, as I mentioned, is our main campus, we cover everything from computing, engineering, biomedical science, sports-based courses, and also our art and design, which you will have seen in that campus video there. You saw the different specialised buildings that we have for across our Stoke-on-Trent campus for all of those subjects.
Okay, and what areas, what subjects do you have for students, all those campuses,
Of course. So I'll start with the broad areas, and then I'll go into the different specific ones of those. So some of our key areas are computing. And within our computing school, we have our broad computer science, and then we have our more specialised subjects. And these are at both undergraduate and postgraduate. So these include cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, software development, cloud and network computing. So those are some of the computing courses that we have. From an engineering perspective, and again, these are at undergraduate and at postgraduate. However, our postgraduate courses also have some specific specialisms within those. So the general areas of engineering we offer are automotive and motorsport engineering, aeronautical engineering, electrical and electronic, and mechanical engineering. Our next biggest area we have is our business school. Within our business school, we, of course, again, have these at undergraduate and at master's. At master's level, this includes our MBA, as well as our international business management. And then at undergraduate, we have different specialisms within these business courses. So we have our digital and social media marketing, we have our accounting and finance, and we then have our business management, which you can then do, as I say, with different specialisms. So these include things such as tourism, events, sustainability, international, human resource management, and entrepreneurship and innovation as well. We also have a whole host of other courses, which include things such as our biomedical science, our psychology, and our psychology again has different specialisms within that. If you're interested in computer science but you want to maybe branch out a little bit, we have our computer games design, computer games programming, really popular courses, #1 in the UK for computer games, and we have the largest department for that as well to support you. We then also have our nursing and social work courses, and the list goes on. So I would definitely recommend taking a look at our website, where you can see the individual details of each of these courses, and of course pop along to one of the 𝐸n Global's offices and they can talk you through those different courses as well.
Thank you. It looks like you have lots of subjects, like and in each area there are high demanding subjects. So like as you mentioned in computing, data analytics, and then cyber security, all those subjects are really industrial based, and also in engineering. And then when it comes to business, you have accounting, finance. So these are very real life subjects that that will help, I think, for students to get a job after their study, because selecting subjects is very, very important. We living in a very challenging life now, so you can't just study general subject that after your graduation you won't find any job. So you have to be really particular that what subject you pick. So no, that's really great. So it's very good that the university has all those subjects. What about so semester? You mentioned September, and what other intake do you have in a year?
The second intake we have is January. And our January intake is primarily for those postgraduate courses. We do also have a few top-up courses that start in January. So these are top-ups in business management and also computer science. But other than that, the key ones to start in January are our postgraduate in social work. So that only begins in January. And then we have all of our business school majors, all of our computer science courses, and also all of our engineering courses. But again, that's postgraduate only. So if you are interested in doing a bachelor's, September is the intake for you guys.
And this is the best time to apply for September.
Yes.
You have a very good time that if you are really interested thinking about the university applying in September, I would encourage you to contact us, because then you can process everything smoothly, rather than leaving for last minute and rushing for the application and then waiting for the result. And we found few students, they're still waiting for the results and their class already started, and they applied in last minute. So I would always encourage students, just if you think of studying, just apply advance, so you can fly and fly a few days earlier than your class starting date, and then just explore the city, explore the university.
And as a university, we can provide an offer within 2 working days of an application that's submitted. So that's something to bear in mind, that the earlier you submit an application, the quicker you can get your offer, whether that's a conditional offer because you're waiting on those final results from school or your bachelor's or whatever it might be. We can still issue that conditional offer there, and that will be conditional on you providing that further information. So once you're in with the university, we can support you much better. And as mentioned, the quicker we can get things sorted, the quicker we can get your visa and go through all those processes and to get you onto campus and to settle into the UK, to make it a nice, smooth transition. So now is definitely the perfect time to be still submitting an application and really finding out more. And submitting an application doesn't solidify or say that you have to go to that one particular place. It's just perfectly for you to get that offer to then research a little bit more. And as a university, we offer lots of more ways that you can gain information. Obviously, you guys can use 𝐸n Global to support you there, but we also have an online offer holder community called Campus Connect. Graduate, which is a fantastic place for you to meet other offer holders, both in the UK and also all across the world, to help you learn more about the university from our current students and also other offer holders. But you won't get access to that until you have applied to us and we've given you an offer. So there is lots of benefits to applying as soon as possible, so we can add that extra layer of support for you to gain more information about the university right from our students.
Perfect, thanks. What about the tuition fee in general? I know it can vary, is it like undergraduate or postgraduate? So just average, how much would be the tuition fee for undergrad and postgrad?
So at the University of Staffordshire, our tuition fees are actually really easy. So all of our courses, both undergraduate and postgraduate, except for nursing and social work, and any other of the healthcare-based courses, are £16,750. And again, all of those courses, should we be able to give you an offer, will also be eligible for our SMART scholarship. This is a SMART scholarship that's automatically awarded. So again, as I say, if we give you an offer, we will award you that scholarship, and that scholarship is £3,000. So for the majority of our courses, with our scholarship, you'll be paying £13,750. And this is again for both our undergraduate and our postgraduate. For our undergraduate courses, this scholarship is also awarded each year of the degree. So as standard, our degrees are 3 years. So again, you would be saving £9,000 there. So generally speaking, our tuition fees are £13,750. The courses that aren't included in that, so our social work, our nursing and those, they are £19,000. And there is no scholarship for those courses currently. But that gives you an idea for our tuition fees. So £16,750 prior to our SMART scholarship.
That's very good offer, I think. Like, if you can do postgraduate course for 13.5, I think it's a very, very good good offer. Like, and
you're getting a lot for your money as well. A lot of support, a great environment to study.
The quality of the education you get from that, is really, really good. Like, I would say, yeah. And it's very easy to remember 13.5, let's say, for undergrad and then postgrad, because sometimes some university for undergrad is lower, and then for postgrad it could be 3,000, 4,000 higher than undergrad, so if you really focus, you can start undergraduation and then look forward for doing the postgrad as well in the same place with the same budget. And another plus point is that you will get that scholarship each year, which is, as you mentioned, 9,000, which is a lot, and so how does the scholarship work? Is it merit based, or how do you account for it?
So no, it's not merit based. It is purely based on us giving you an offer. So if you make an application through EN Global, and we're then able to assess all the documents that you provided, so including your qualification, transcripts, certificates, your personal statement, which is a really important part. For some of our postgraduate courses, we also need your CV, and of course your English language proficiency. If we assess those and they meet what we need, we will then give you that scholarship of £3,000, named our SMART scholarship. So there's no additional application for that. It is purely you meeting those entry requirements once you submitted your application, and we are then able to give that scholarship.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so just to add on, if you really think of studying, you can send us the document. We have our compliance team, they will go through your documents. So what we do, we assess the documents first, and then we provide that to university to get the highest scholarship, because know what the university want, so then it's easy for them to assess as well. So we try to make it easy for the student. On the other hand, for the university, that we don't really need to follow up again and again for the scholarship. So we know their standard, so what we do, we initially ask a student to send us the documents. So our department, the company, they will go through the documents, and then if there is anything missing, then they will request. Once it's fine, then we'll proceed to the university so that you can secure your highest highest scholarship, because we always try to help you to get the scholarship, and then what about the requirements, basic requirements for undergraduates and
Of
postgraduates?
course. So for our undergraduate, we would need your higher secondary certificate with a minimum of 75% or 4.0 out of 5 for a total GPA, plus 2 years of an ordinary undergraduate degree. So that could be a BA, a BCom, a BSc, anything like that, with a minimum grade of 60%. That's what we would need for our entry onto our undergraduate courses. We then, if you wanted to do one of our top-up courses, you would need equivalent to a higher national diploma, so an HND, so that can get you access onto our undergraduate. For our masters, the majority of our courses need what's called the equivalent to a 2-2 UK classification. So that is a bachelor's degree in a relevant subject area with a minimum grade of 3.0 out of 4 GPA. So that's what we'd be looking for there. We then also would need the English language requirements. So from try that again. From an English language point of view, we do accept a number of English language tests. The main one being IELTS. With IELTS, we would need IELTS of 6, and this is pretty standard across all of our courses, both undergraduate and postgraduate. There are a few courses where they need to be slightly higher. So, for example, social work needs a 7. But generally speaking, they are the same with that there. We also accept TOEFL, PTE, and also language cert, as well as some of the English language that we accept. So that is something to bear in mind there. To give you an example, for the PTE, we need 59 overall, with no lower than 54 in any of the categories. For TOEFL, we need specific ones within each section. So for listening, we need 17, speaking, we need 20, reading, we need 18, and writing, we need 18. Again, all of this information is on our website as well. And of course, the counsellors at EN Global can support you with those, but we need that in addition to either your, for postgraduate, your bachelor's degree with a 3.0, or for the undergraduate with your higher certificate, secondary certificate, plus your 2 years of your ordinary bachelor's as well. So that is something to bear in mind there.
Okay, so looks like you accepting all those varieties of English instruction, like IELTS, PTE, Duolingo, and things like that. Yeah. So six is standard, like, I mean, for undergrad and postgrad. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that's good. Yeah.
There are a few courses, as I say, that need slightly higher, and that's mentioned on the website. But as a general rule, we're looking for 6. Yes. And then within each band, none of them can be lower than 5.5. But overall, we need that 6.
Yeah, I think that's quite a standard. It's not that, like, very, very demanding and difficult for a student, because if they want to study, they really have to score that, because when you're there, you have to understand the lecturers, you have to understand your what do you call, the classmates and everything,
Of
so
course. Yeah, and you
have
want to do well in the degree, don't you? So you want to make sure that you can speak, you can write well, you can listen well as well, and also not just in general talk, like as you say, within the lecture space where it's technical language, specific language, we want you to do well. So we need you to make sure that you have that that level of English language, so you can come into our degree and succeed. As a university, we offer lots of language support once you arrive. So if you do feel like you need any additional English language support, just to build your confidence more than anything, again, being in a new environment, again, with the specific language and technical words that are used within certain degrees, so particularly if we think engineering and computing, we can offer you that support as well, and that's included within those fees that you pay. And we have lots of wraparound support, but specifically also for our English language. Our English language team are fantastic, and they're always there on hand for you should you need that.
Yeah, and also what I found, because I've been living in Ireland for last 18 years or so, so I've been through all this. So the best way to learn English, I think, when you go to any English speaking country, just talk to people. Like, wherever you go, you're doing shopping, you're meeting new people, you're meeting your classmates, then obviously it will be very easy for you to get familiar with the accent and everything. So I would just encourage, just keep talking, until you get
keep talking, get used to all of the loads of different accents that there are in the UK, because there are so many different accents and dialects. Getting used to that. So how I might say water is very different to someone else that says water, for example. All of those things, getting used to that, 100%. You get that when you're in the country.
It's like a driving license, when you want to learn, like, you have to drive no matter what you do. The more you drive, the earlier you catch it, like, so the same with language. Even if you make mistake, this is just for this student, even if you make mistake, like, don't care, like, just keep talking. By making mistake, you will learn, like, because what I found, some people, they don't like to speak because they fear that they will make mistake. But that's the problem, if you don't talk, then you will never learn. So
you learn from your mistakes, don't you? And as a university, we're an incredibly welcoming university. So we would rather you ask so we can offer that support than stay quiet and then struggle. And that goes for anything. So if we're talking about your English and you're not sure what word you're trying to ask, or whether it is, additional support that you might need around outside of your academic studies, just ask, support that. There's a great community of students here from Bangladesh and the wider communities as well. So you'll find your community to fit into. As a lecturers, staff, we're all incredibly welcoming. So again, as said, just speak, talk, ask for that help and support, and you'll learn massively that way.
Yeah, and also what I found is, like, even if you make mistake, especially like locals, let's say you local and I am an international student, they don't really laugh at you because they know you are a foreigner, like you are learning, like you meant to be making mistakes,
Definitely.
So
and also you as international students teach us so much. And, we have such admiration for you to come to the UK. So I did my degree at Staffordshire. And I found it very difficult, as a native English language speaker that understands the culture and all of that. I really admire international students that are coming to a new country, they're coming to a new space, and they're studying a really high level of education. So you should be so proud of yourself. And that is how we as a university see you as well. You are doing something much more than any native English language speaker, any local is doing. You are doing a whole degree, whether that is undergraduate or master's, of a high level of education in a new country in your second language. And that is something to be really proud of. And we welcome that. And we would never question, oh, you got that word wrong or whatever it might be. We might help to teach you how to do those things or to say the colloquialisms as it is. But no, 100%, it's a very welcoming space. You're here to learn. That's the main thing. So
regardless how many mistakes you make, you're learning, every day. No, I found in Irish culture the same, like very, very welcoming, they don't
they're
really laugh.
Really hard to understand. I struggle sometimes with the Irish accent to know what they say.
It's like a Scottish accent, like I still find very difficult, London, I don't know. Scottish is very, very hard to understand, even though I've been living many years, even some Irish days,
Yeah, definitely. And also sometimes people speak quite quickly, and I know I can definitely do that. So it's a case of saying, can you just speak a little bit slower for me so I can understand? And and it's the different words from different parts of the country as well for the same thing and all of that. So it's all fun to get used to. Definitely, universities are full of people from all backgrounds, so you'll get a lot of that.
That's great. Yeah. And what else I was going to ask about is the job, like employment rate. So let's say somebody, graduates from your university. What's the average rate like? What can they expect after their graduation?
Of
I
course.
think.
So within all of our degrees, whether that is undergraduate or postgraduate, we embed careers support within that. And that can also include placements, internships. It always includes guest lecturers for people within the industry coming to give you a lecture on that particular subject to provide their expertise. We also have our large career events that take place twice a year. So that's, again, opportunities for you to get contacts within your industry to potentially have jobs. We also have a number of partnerships with wider companies, and they are often wanting our students to go straight to them as a job. So we have all of that support within your course. So you already have that basic area of increasing your employability. In addition to that, we have our Career Connect team. Now, our Career Connect team can support you from the first day of you arriving, but as a graduate of the University of Staffordshire, you are entitled to the Career Connect support for life. They will always be there to support you with interview skills, CV writing, finding jobs, all of those sorts of things for you. In terms of the actual employment rates, they slightly differ between different courses, but we have a very good standing for our employability due to the fact that you have all of that inbuilt employability throughout your course. So you will gain lots of experience and also industry standard knowledge with industry standard facilities there for you to use from the first day that you arrive on campus.
Yeah, that's very good opportunity, because even for myself, what I found and what I always advise to students, try to score high in your graduation. Like, once you have a very good result, okay, even if you can't do very good, but little bit better than average, there is a very high chance that, because as a graduate, like mostly employer, they will be looking for your result first, and then they will be looking, okay, what other skill he has apart from study. Then they will call you for the either for the internship or permanent job, whatever it is, like. So as a student, what I think the main focus should be, try to get a very good result. That's the first thing, and then take it from there. Try your best to apply for jobs. Obviously the university has many different facilities, how to make your CVs, how can you prepare for the interview, how can you even search job, which area should be relevant for your course, things like that. They are always there to help, like. And once you get an internship, even if you don't get a job, internship, that's good enough, I think, like, because you will get at least 6 months or 1 year experience. After that, most likely they will take you, like, they'll say, oh yeah, we would like to offer you a provisional position, and then be a permanent employee of that employer. It's happening all over UK, like, but I think the main requirement should be a good result. Just focus on your study, because sometimes students complain, oh, there is no jobs, this and that, like, but you have to see what's your result, what you're talking about, like, if you
You're
score
investing
really,
in your education and invest well with your time, as well as the financial aspect of studying. Definitely invest well, do well in your degree, work hard. As we said before, if you need additional support in whatever that is, whether that's how to structure an essay, how to write an essay, how
face the
additional
interview.
support in life, so say you're struggling with loneliness because your family is away from home, all those things, making sure you have that support and that wraparound care for you will help you get that better degree classification. So yeah, the main focus for you is to study, work hard, and, as said, get that good result, because that will open so many doors.
You have rest of your life to enjoy, because you will get that benefit. It's only 3 years compromise, it's not like you give up everything. It doesn't mean that, like, you really have to be a little bit extra focused on result, and then take it from there. You will see the benefit rest of your life. I think we covered almost everything. We'll just see if there is any question.
Yes.
Let me check, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there is a question here.
So I can see the question on the screen here is, do we accept MOI even, sorry, in terms of English language proficiency test certificate? So thank you very much for your question. We don't accept any mode of instruction letters. Yeah. As I mentioned before, it will be IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, language cert. One of those tests is what we need you to provide. So no mode of instruction letters are accepted.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, next one. Does the university offer courses with placement year?
Great question. So yes, we do. The majority of our courses offer that option. Now, what I need to caveat that answer with is that as international students, you are not able to apply for our courses with placement years. Now, this is because we can't guarantee you will find a placement for that full minimum of 9 months to 12 months. So what we have is you would apply for the standard route of the course. Once you arrive in the UK, we will then work with you with the Career Connect team and also the placement member of staff within your school department that is there to support finding placement. You will work together along with yourself, creating your own research, looking around for yourself. If you're able to secure that placement, our international student support team will then assist you to get a visa extension, and then we'll change that so you can then do that full placement year. But as I say, that is something that is done once you're in country, once you've started your degree. So we do offer them, but it's a case of you can't apply for them initially. It's something that we would work with you to secure and change your visa length for that once you're in the country. But great question.
Thank you. How many months of bank statement are needed to apply for the CAS letter?
Great. Okay. So for us to issue your CAS, we do need a 3-month bank statement. Now, within that 3-month bank statement, you only need to have shown that you have the required funds for the last 28 days. So that's the same as what the UKVI asked. So you need to make sure you have held that amount for the last 28 days, but the bank statement has to be backdated 3 months. And this is purely for us to just see if there's been any large movements of money. If there has been large movements of money, that's fine. We just need you to evidence where that money has come from. So, for example, say your mother or your father has given you that money from their bank account, or maybe they've sold some land or whatever it might be. We would just need proof of where that large amount has come from. But for us to issue your CAS, we need 3-month bank statement with the last 28 days holding that required UKVI minimum maintenance amount. So the question is, do we accept previous visa refusals? So the answer to that question is yes, we do. We would ask that you provide that visa refusal at point of application. So if you have any visa refusals, please make sure you are sharing these with your counsellor at EN Global, and they will ensure to provide that visa refusal letter when they submit the application. So if you have any visa refusals, as I say, that's fine, but we need to assess them as a university. So we need to see that visa refusal letter, assess which country it was from, the reasoning for it, and how long ago it was. If we need any further information about that, we would ask for that. But if you provide that at point of application, that will give us a much better understanding of what we're working with. But yes, if you have any visa refusals, please do so submit an application and we will assess that.
MSc Marine Science.
So we don't offer anything within marine science at all. So that is not something that we can offer as a university.
What opportunity does our university provide for students to work on real-world projects with industry professionals?
Okay, this is another great question. So this very much depends on the course that you'll be studying. So for example, our computing and engineering courses, all the facilities that you're working with and taking part in are all industry standard facilities. They are also we work in collaboration with large companies. So if I take computer science, for example, we work with Cisco, AWS, as just some examples of companies that we work with, and they will provide projects for you to work with. With our business school, we work a lot with the local community, local businesses, and they will come in, offer live briefs for you to come in and assess, see what you can do with that and make that forward. So we offer this across all of our courses, but how that looks is slightly different depending on the particular subject area. But 100%, you will be working on real world projects. You'll be working on industry standard facilities with industry standard professionals. Again, you will cross paths with those at our careers fairs and all of that to really build that area of your CV to make you more employable at the end of the day. So lots of opportunities, but the way those opportunities look are just slightly different depending on the course.
So how many years gap for
Okay.
and postgrad? Yeah.
So we do accept study gaps. However, we have to make an assessment of this study gap. So what was the reasoning for that study gap? Is it because you have progressed within your career and now you want to just take that next level? So maybe it is to go to management level. So if you're going to be doing a postgraduate course. So we will look at study gaps for up to around 10 years. But again, you have to have been able to evidence within that 10 years you have progressed and it is relevant to why you're wanting to be doing a master's. So that is where you would have to submit your CV, and it will need to be a detailed CV. You will also need a reference from your most recent employer or from your last education, so now last academic reference. In addition to the standard statement of purpose, which is telling us about why you want to study and those sorts of things, in your personal statement, you will also need to address that study gap. So why are you now returning to study? How is that going to benefit you? So give us a little bit more deeper information about that study gap that you've got. So yes, we accept study gaps for postgrad, as I say, up to around about 10 years, but it's assessed on a case-by-case basis. Undergrad, generally we accept less. So that's something to bear in mind. But if you have a study gap, submit an application, provide that information for us, and we can assess that and go from there. So I think we've just answered this question with the previous one.
3 years past course.
I'm not sure what that means there. I'll be completely honest, so I don't want to answer incorrectly. If you can provide some more information, that would be good. How is the pre-CAS taken and what to research? Great question. So we will pre-CAS all of our students, and it is a pre-CAS interview that's taken on Microsoft Teams. So you will book once you've paid the deposit, we will provide you with the link to book your pre-CAS interview. This can be booked at a time that suits you, and you will then be sent the booking link, the joining link, which is again, as I said, via Microsoft Teams. The interview takes around 20 minutes and it will be done with our admissions and compliance team. And they will ask you questions, essentially things that you've covered in your statement of purpose, but you need to give us a little bit more information, and obviously you're talking to us about it. So you need to tell us about your background. So where have you previously studied? What sort of area are you from within Bangladesh? Why are you now able to study the particular area that you're going to be studying? So what's your background? So if you're going to be studying mechanical engineering, for example, at masters, what did you do as your bachelor's? If there's been a study gap, have you been working within mechanical engineering? Have you been taking any other short courses? Those sorts of things. So you need to tell us that information. The next bits that you need to tell us are in detail why you want to study in the UK. So have you looked at other countries? So this includes other universities within Bangladesh, other countries similar to the UK. So we're thinking US, Canada, anywhere else like that. So why do you want to study in the UK? And they need to be good, well-evidenced answers. You then need to tell us about why you specifically chose the University of Staffordshire out of all of the other universities in the UK. And this is where you need to look at the university website, have a look at the area that we're based in, have a look at not just rankings. Rankings are important, but they are not the main point of research for here. So take our main campus in Stoke-on-Trent. What's Stoke-on-Trent like? What is there here that is going to help you settle in well? So, for example, you could talk about our large South Asian community, for example. It could be the fact that as a university, we're very easy to commute to larger cities if you want to, but Stoke-on-Trent is a smaller city, but the campus has everything together. You need to be looking at the deeper level of why you've chosen the University of Staffordshire. You also need to tell us why you haven't chosen another university. So you really compare and contrast the two there. So that's really important to research. And also you need to make sure you've done your research for what you want to do next. So why doing this degree, whether undergraduate or postgraduate, is going to help you meet your goals. What are those goals? Tell us about them. Give us evidence. So maybe it is that you found a job that you need, but you need a particular expertise or academic level within that, and that is what we can provide you. So that's the really key areas to make sure that you've done your research, and it needs to be on a deeper level. This again is why it's really important and really helpful for you to engage in our Campus Connect app, which I mentioned at the beginning of the call. So the Campus Connect app is with our current students and also other offer holders. And you can learn a lot about the university on a much deeper level, right from current students' experience, so our student ambassadors. We also run lots of webinars on there. So, for example, we as an international recruitment team run sessions on there, our accommodation teams, all aspects of the university provide information there. So use those webinars, use that Campus Connect community to help gain more knowledge, help your research that you're finding that's just not just off of the website. And if you have any questions, ask us. That's what we're here for. So I hope that helps. But it's a formal interview, but at the same time, it is a practice interview for what you will then hopefully be taking for the UKVI. So treat it that way, but do make sure that you've done those research in those areas that I've mentioned. But a really good question.
How much scholarship do we offer? Okay, so I think we already mentioned roughly around 3,000 for undergrad.
3,000 scholarship.
For MBA, do we need experience?
So no, we do actually accept fresh graduates for our MBA. And on the flip side of that, we do also accept graduates that have a larger study gap but have built a really good standing within the business sector. So we will accept you straight from doing a BBA, for example, or any other business-based course straight onto our MBA. So that is, you don't need that work experience. If you have work experience, it's beneficial, but if you don't, you can still apply. Okay.
CGPA 2.62.
This will depend on which course it is that you'll be looking at. What I would suggest is apply to us. if you have experience that relates to the area of study that you'll want to do to your master's, that will help in terms of experience is worth so much. So the experience as well as your CGPA together, we may be able to give you an offer. So please apply if there's anyone else that is in a similar situation, apply to us. We can make that assessment. But ideally, you would also have additional experience that kind of counteracts the fact that you've got that slightly below our entry requirement for the GPA.
Yeah, I think that was the last. We probably have more questions, but we have some limitation of time. At the same time, we don't want to hold you for long. You just came back from a different journey, so.
It's okay. It's been lovely, and the great questions. I really appreciate those questions, and
interact, so they get answered directly from. So what I would like to say is just because I know they might have very specific questions because different people have different scenarios, So feel free to talk to us. What we'll do, we'll try our best to answer all those questions, and then apply to the university, because as I mentioned earlier, we directly work with them, so it's literally talking to them. So just talk to us through any social media. You can WhatsApp us or even directly call us, or you can always visit our office. If you live in Dhaka, you can always come to our office. It's in Dhanmondi, or if you live outside Dhaka, there is no problem. Even if it's not convenient for you to come, we do everything online as well, so we are very flexible. So the main point is you need to think, if you want to start applying, this is the best time for September intake, so we'll guide you, we'll help you to apply, getting offer letter, and applying for visa application, and helping you all the way until you start your course with the university. So don't hesitate, talk to us, and we always have Ellie. If you need to talk to her, you can talk to us, and then we'll send your query to her. And she's always been very helpful to us, in the past. So it is very we are honored to have you, Ellie. Thank you so much for your precious time. I know you've been very busy, but still you gave us some time. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And yes, thank you for definitely. So it was lovely, lovely to chat to you all. Thank you again for the great questions. Always happy to help. Obviously, you've got EN Global, as mentioned, nearby for you. But if you do want to speak to me, you're more than welcome to. I'm more than happy to help alongside the team at EN Global. But thank you so much for listening, and we hope that we'll get some applications from you guys and be able to welcome you in September, which will be really lovely.
Thank you so much. Just the last thing, sometimes we found the student, they are hesitate, should they apply or should they not? Will they be eligible or not? So if you are in that category, just don't hesitate. Talk to us. Talk to us about your problems. We want to hear your problems, and then we can give us your feedback,
and so we can find solutions.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, because sometimes you want to decide yourself and you don't know the answer. It's very difficult. So we are here to help you, So and don't worry, it's free of charge. We're not charging anything to give advice, as I mentioned, So talk to us, and then we'll help you whatever we can. We are always here. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. We would love to see you, and maybe I will meet you in London when I'm there next time.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. Have a good rest. Thank you.